Hi there everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have been here for quite some time, then I would like to thank you so much for your motivation and confidence towards this channel and your support. If you are new here, then I would like to say welcome aboard. I hope you'll be able to think of this channel as very well. I want to I want to still say it's pretty entertaining, but now I'm going to think of this as more of an informative channel right now because this is going to be an update that I want to make sure you all know about, and well, update slash actually doing the video because you'll see it on the title. But before I get started with what I wanted to talk about, here is an update to this my official channel in general. So first things first, yes, I am still around. The reason why I've not been around for quite some bit is because I've been busy with high school, finishing it up. I've already graduated, as you can see. I'm currently blocking it right now. There it is. Can't really see it too well, but that's my diploma on back. Took some very tough dedication to get the highest one that they have, which is the advanced diploma with honors. Well, it's called an advanced regents diploma. If you're from New York State, you will definitely know what this is. But if not, it's basically an type of diploma that you have to get from New York State in order to graduate. That requires you to take final exams for certain classes, and you have to get enough of them. But I don't want to bring up that because that's not the point of the video. But the thing I want to discuss is, if you have been with me for quite some time, you probably know what I usually make around here. Usually it's these random gaming videos. Sometimes I just do random funny stuff, but honestly, that stuff has not really been too successful. Well, maybe except for those George Lopez videos that you all saw, which I don't know how they have almost 3 million views in total. But this is something that I want to do from now on. I'm hoping to do this series at least a few times a week, because I have mentioned this before to some of my friends, and I really think this would be a good idea for some of you if you are having some tough times. And this is what I'm going to be doing. Starting with this video, I am going to be officially making some self-care videos. So what I mean by that is I'm going to be basically discussing some tough topics that are not many people usually like to talk about unless it's like with a true friend or family member. So that you guys can hear it from my perspective and how I feel about it. And basically I want to come up with some answers to how to fix the problem and how to just make sure that this problem is not going to be a major concern for you for a very long time. I wanted to make sure it's not as long as you think it is, and it's not as bad as you think it is, because there's definitely been some serious things that I've dealt with that I even want to talk about, but not right now. That's for another day. But this one is something specific from my life, but I will go pretty in deep in this. But here's another thing. Some people always complain that the videos are always going to be like edited and stuff, like they can try to hide what they want to say or anything like that. Well, I don't think that's the case. Most of the time YouTubers edit just to make the video feel more cleaner and more easy to listen to. I don't really want to do that with most of these videos, because when I edit, it really honestly, it just makes me feel like people think that I'm trying to hide something that I don't want to tell you all. But every single one of these videos from now on is going to be completely unedited. So if you think, and obviously if you think that's unprofessional, then you're welcome to tell me that. But I just want to go into my heart, just discuss all these topics, and I just really hope that you'll enjoy them and think of these as like ways to provide support to anybody that you might know who is dealing with a similar issue like I have. But with that out of the way, that's everything really that I'm going to be doing. So this is going to be the new self-care series. Again, I'll be doing these hopefully a couple times a week, but college will be starting soon for me, but I'm going to see if I can plan my work ahead so that I'll have time to record these videos for you, because they're going to be pretty simple. That's kind of another reason why I'm not really going to be doing the editing, because that's obviously going to take some time from me, and I'm going to be very busy with my time in college, because I'm starting as an undergrad in 9 days. But with that out of the way, I'm glad that I'm going to be able to start talking right now for you guys. So what I wanted to talk about as the first episode of self-care is that it's really mainly about school in general as well. So I don't know why I'm glad I kind of brought the college up again, because this is a topic that might not really people might not really be dealing severely, but with me, I was as well, and I kind of still am now. And it's all about watching friends head on to better things, basically. So move away is what I'm trying to say. And it's really been a tough time for me so far, watching some of my friends already go away. I know some friends already that are going into different cities, different states, and some, well, I don't think any are going into different countries. Like, most farthest I've seen right now was Texas, but I'm always staying in contact with them, which is always the greatest thing to do whenever you need to hear from a friend. And that's what I'm always planning to do. And if you guys are officially starting college, or if you are having the same feeling as well, because there have been, like, this is new for me, really. It's new for me to have to deal with having to say, see you soon. See you soon. I use that instead of the term goodbye, because this has been drilled into me for quite some time. Nobody should ever have to use the word goodbye. That's just a term that people use thinking that they're not going to see anybody for a long, long time. You should say the term see you soon, so that it definitely feels like your friend will always stay with you, even if it's just through text messages, calls, video chats, anything. And then you'll even know, they will tell you that they'll be back. Because if you're in college and you get your semester break, of course they'll come back. It was tough for me to get that message into my head. It took several days, well, I want to say around a week or two, because I just really felt that I wasn't ready to see any of my friends disappear. Or not disappear, but just not be near close to me or go to the same school as me anymore. But I already have been able to completely adapt. Well, I haven't fully adapted yet. I'm always still thinking of everyone that I know. And that's normal. It's completely normal. If you don't think that's normal, then you must think of how other people would feel if they had to say goodbye to their first ever best friend for quite some time. And I'm definitely believing nobody would ever think that. And I want to show you something. This right here is my yearbook that I got about a month ago, a month and a half almost. And this is, so the school that I go to, well, actually, I don't really want to, I don't think they'll really care. But the school that I used to go to was called Watertown High School in Watertown, New York. And I met some extremely remarkable and inspiring friends that I've for all of those 4 years. And since then, I was so happy to call those people my best friend fam. If you guys don't know that, because this is new, I create, ever since I met so many friends in my life, I called them my best friend fam. And that's just because they really do honestly feel like a second family to me. And having to say goodbye to them is like just watching a family member leave. I know that's pretty deep in my view, but for some of you, it might be pretty easy to deal with. For some, it might even be harder than how I have to deal with it. And that's okay. Because we all know that we will all eventually feel much better about this. Because it is a tough time. For instance, my grandmother, she had to she got separated from a longtime best friend that she has known for almost all of her life. And she has been very upset and even crying about it when that happened for 3 weeks straight. 3 weeks. That just comes to show how caring some people are for others. And I'm very proud to know people that are that caring, because that's all we need in this world. People who always know how to care and love for others. Well, let me show you something, because I didn't show you this yet. So this is the yearbook. And right here, there's two things I want to show you, but this is the first one. This contains all of the signatures that I was able to get while I was there. Now, because of the circumstances all around the country, of course, there was a limit to who could come to the yearbook signings. I think it was only like 15 people at once. So I chose the first date. There were 3 dates in total, where me and all of the friends who were in my best friend fam. Well, not all of them. There's way too many people I would consider in my best friend fam. It was like, let's see, there was 8 people in total in here. And we were all sitting down in a gigantic circular table. And we were all just exchanging all of our yearbooks and just signing them. And we all got 7 different signatures each. They were all letting me know how much people would miss me and care for me and always love, no matter how far away they are. And the same goes for all of them. I just want to read some of these. Like, some of them, I just want to read the name. I'm only going to read the first names of these friends. Like, I'm not going to reveal the entire name, because these people really have done so much for me than anybody could ever imagine. And that's just to make my life so much more better than it has been. Because before high school, it's definitely been difficult for me to make a stable friendship for more than, I want to say, a couple months. Once I met a friend, they honestly would just disappear in a matter of like 2 months at most, because they would either meet another friend that was better, or they would just think I'm not like an accepted person, or they would just think I'm not really intended to be in their hearts at all. And to them, that's perfectly okay, because you have that choice. But now, ever since that happened, I was able to change so much when I met my first best friend, and she is one of them that signed it. I will read that in a second. And I will basically think of this entire experience as a way to learn and know how to get over those tough times. Because obviously, if you've been feeling pretty tough, it's been pretty upsetting, then you have to try to find other people that are willing to accept you for who you are. Because for me, I'm going to admit this, I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2. And that might be also the reason why you are kind of hearing me stutter a lot. So that's where the editing would come into place, but we're not going to do that. Even though it would be useful for this length of the video. But I apologize for that. But anyway, ever since school was a major problem for me, elementary school, middle school, and intermediate school, so all 3 of those, most friends would honestly consider me as annoying, ridiculous, or just unusual. And ever since I grew older, I believed in that now. It was hard for me to understand, like, why was I not making any friends back then? Like, was I not that important? Until I found out later that I actually was important. I was important to those people. I was just not using it to my full advantage. I wasted that chance. But now I know never to waste that ever again. So since high school started, I took every chance I had with making a friend and always making sure I was a kind and caring person to everyone. That's why I'm very glad that I had as many friends as I could back then, because, well, I have as many friends as I have right now, not back then. But because they're all still by my side, even though a good portion of them have already left for college. And anyway, here are the signatures. So this first one is from my friend Serafina, and it says, oh, well, let me give you a little background about each one. Serafina was a friend that I met at the beginning of senior year, and she basically treated me as if she was my top best friend almost instantly. I have known best friends for as much as 10 years. And she was able to give me almost just as much of that. Actually, probably even more than that. More than what those friends that I've known for 10 years have given me in a span of 1 year with her. And that is just absolutely remarkable, because she's just... Oh, sorry about that. That was the low battery indicator. And it was just absolutely unbelievable to hear how much she has made my life so much better. And she said, "Dear Justice, thanks for being such a bright light in my life. You have given me a friendship to last a lifetime. Even on my worst days, you found a way to make me smile. Love you and will miss you, Serafina." All of these, like, I'm probably not going to make any major comments about these because they're all the same thing, but all of them mean so much to me. It's honestly like every time I see one of these, it's like even though what they could be as much as like 1,000 miles away, it's like they just gave me a piece of their heart to always stay with me for as long as I live. And it's right here in this book. Here's another one. This is from my friend Bailey. I've known her for around the same time as Serafina, about a year, maybe a little bit more. But she is probably the most smartest girl I've ever met when it comes to my friends that I've known at the high school. She's just insanely talented, and I am so excited to see what her brilliance is going to get in life. In fact, I will actually have the opportunity to see her when I go to SUNY Oswego, because yes, that is the college I'm intended to go to after Jefferson Community College, which is where I'm going in 9 days. I forgot to mention the college I'm going to, but now you know. And Bailey says, "Justice, thank you for brightening every room you walk into. I know I can always count on you to put a smile on my face. See you at Oswego. Much love, Bailey." And it was just absolutely beautiful. And I am excited to see her. It's just a perfect day to wait for. But for now, our ways are separated right now, but I promise I will be there for her soon. The next one is from my friend Skylar. And I gave her some of these. I have nicknames for. For instance, Serafina, her nickname, it's a funny one. I call her Sari Cherry. It was the first thing that popped into my head when I saw her. I thought of it actually when we were taking graduation photos, and it was I loved the name and basically thought that should be her name ever since. It was a sweet nickname in my opinion. Skylar's nickname though is called Sky Sky. I didn't think of one for Bailey though. Sky Sky said, "Justice, thanks you for being such a wonderful and bright person. You lift up everybody in the room you walk into. Never change. Have a great time in college and do great things," with a heart emoji. And yes, I will do great things, and I'm hoping you will too, because it is so fantastic to know you. And yes, I don't want you to ever change either, because you are already amazing and fantastic the way you are. And I'm always going to be proud of you every time. this next one is from Kira. So I've known her for 2 years now. Oh yeah, Sky I've known for 2 years too. So Kira is another one of my very strong best friends. And by strong, I mean her friendship bond with me, it feels like it's indestructible because we have always been such amazing to each other. We've always been texting each other so much throughout the past 2 years, and she's always stayed positive every moment of that time. Her nickname, well, she calls herself K-Dog on this one, but the one I like to call her is Kyria, because I liked it when I didn't say her name correctly. But this one, here's what it says. It says, Justice, you are the best. And she really emphasized that with 2 exclamation points. Thank you for always making me laugh and for putting a smile on my face every day. You are going to do great things. I'm so proud of you. And just like everyone on here, I will always be so proud of you, Kira, because I just don't ever want to see you like fall back. I'm always rooting for you to stay ahead of everything because you are going to make everyone so proud. And thank you for that message, by the way. This next one is from Maddie. Sorry. I'm trying to prevent myself from saying the last names because obviously this is YouTube. This one, Maddie, I've known for just over a year. And oh my God, if it wasn't for her, there was no way my heart would be as strong as it possibly could right now because she definitely changed everything when it came to meeting a wonderful and remarkable person. She just always knew how to make me laugh and smile when it came to school and everything, as it was stressing me out quite a bit. Here's what she said. Justice, your smile and energy lights up the room. You always know how to make me laugh, and I love you always. Yeah, I love how everyone always uses the word light and bright because it's a way to definitely let people know how people will remember you by, for how positive you were and how you made everyone smile. And I'm glad that you use that to describe me. And I'm definitely going to use that to describe you as well. I'm always going to be so proud, and you're always making me so happy, and it's because of how fantastic you were to me and to everybody else. I'm definitely going to miss you, and I definitely love you too. Alright, Chloe. This next one is from Chloe. This is the second to last one. Chloe, also known for 2 years. Yeah, like I've said before, most of these friends I've only known at high school because only the true best friends that I've known only started to come since high school. So that's why I'm only going to say I've known this one for 1 year or 2 years or 3 or 4 years, because that's really all I've had. I mean, some friends have stayed dedicated to me, but it's like a rarity, like a super rare rarity when it came to before high school. And I'd like to thank all of these people that I'm saying their quotes right now because they've changed my life forever. So Chloe said, and her name, I like to call her Chlo, but here's what she said. Justice, thank you for always brightening my day. Again with the brightening, huh? I'm going to miss your positive, outgoing energy. And again with the energy. Lots of love, Chloe. So, another one of the very insanely smart ones. She is going for biology, I believe. And I don't blame her because she is definitely another one of the most intelligent friends I've ever gotten to meet. And I will always be proud of every single thing that she's going to accomplish at college. She's got a bright future. And lastly, and before I mention the last one, because this is the last thing I'm going to be discussing today, if I'm very sorry, like the quality of my voice is not going to be perfect because I am recording this on my iPhone 11 Pro Max, and I am just officially starting my part-time form of YouTube back up again. So if it's not the greatest quality, don't worry. I will be doing everything I can to make sure that your experience with having the self-care is as great as I can. Don't worry. Alright, and here's the last one. This last one is from this true best friend I was trying to talk to you about. Her name is Hannah, and she has been in my life for a total of 4 years. Just almost 4 years. And if I could say a brief statement to describe how much she made my life so much more different, she basically was the reason how I was able to change from being unconfident and thinking that nobody was ever going to feel like they needed me in their life, to once I met this girl, or I want to say, woman. I want to say young woman. Don't say girl, say young woman. But once I met this young woman, she definitely made sure that I could never, ever, ever feel that form of negativity again. I was always confident to meet a new friend. I was always feeling sweet and caring and loving to anybody who would meet me and even befriend me. And it was all thanks to her, because her sweetness, positivity, joy, and just amazing talent. Well, that's just an extra thing, but all of those characteristics and her perfection with her with just making new friends and being very, very well known just helped out so much. And if it wasn't for her, I definitely would not be making these videos whatsoever. I would honestly not feel as happy as I did before, right now, actually. But here's what she said. Thank you, Justice. Thank you for being my best friend. I'm so glad I had the pleasure of knowing such a sweet and caring guy. I love you. And that's all of them. So like I said, if there was a regular type of graduation or yearbook signing, I would have gotten a lot more of these. There's one other thing that I wanted to show you. So that was the long one. But then the other thing that we had was something called... Y'all ever heard of the superlatives that they had in high school? Also known as the best, senior superlatives. So the best of, most likely to, stuff like that. The one that I won was for, right here, biggest heart right here. Biggest heart. That's me right there in the sunglasses. This was taken quite a few months ago, and they found it was actually rare to, when they were trying to make these, and they were trying to find a lot of photos with people together, but they had to take them individually. But thankfully, me and my friend Zoe was taking a photo together, so they were able to use that. We both were nominated for biggest heart, and we both won. Did I not? I'm surprised. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was going to say I was surprised, because Zoe was another one of my very top best friends when it came to the best friend fam. But she was not available to sign. I think she was busy that time. But overall, that was what I wanted to show you. Now, what was all of that intended to do? Well, I wanted to basically reveal to you how there is a way that you can make sure that people are never, ever going to forget about you, no matter how long it's been since you've talked to them, and no matter how much you think that they are not going to remember you, or if they're just thinking they don't believe you're their best friend anymore. All you have to do is just send that quick text to them, letting them know, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. Do you remember me? We were best friends in high school or middle school or elementary school even. Or even if you guys were just like a baby. Anytime. You just have to make that statement, and you know that you still have someone near you. And that's what these quotes that my friends made, they were able to definitely make sure that they were always letting me know that they are still there for me. And I'm still texting them all the time, making sure that they're always with me in my heart. And then when they text me, it always feels like they're only this far away. This far away. That's how I could explain it. So, overall, I don't want anybody to ever feel like their friends are either feeling like they don't want them in their lives, or just that they feel left out and everything. All you have to do is just ask them. Like, if you feel, here's what you should do. If you feel like you don't feel like your friend is accepting you, all you have to do is just text them asking, are you making sure, well, that's probably a bad way to say it, but I just ask them, like, if you just want to hang out, or if you just want to call them, or just have a nice conversation. That's all you have to do, and just make sure that your friend will be there for you as soon as you text. Because yes, you're gonna have that time where there's gonna be some friends that are gonna be quite busy, especially when it comes to college. If they're busy, accept it. All you have to do is just take some time and then try again. The best time to do that would more than likely be the weekends, because obviously nobody will be. There's always going to be a time that they will be available. I usually prefer the evenings, because that's the time where I'm just relaxed up, because I'm now doing my new schedule where I'm going to be doing my work as soon as possible with college, instead of actually saving it for as soon, like at 10 o'clock at night, basically. And that's what you should be doing. Don't ever save it for the end, because it makes no sense, and you're just not going to get enough sleep. Even if it's an online class, and even if you're only meeting there one time a week, just get it done as fast as you can. That's how school and college is going to get you. That's how school and college is going to make you successful. Make sure you do everything quickly. Don't do it quickly, but just do it so that you have plenty of time to prepare and process the questions they ask, or any of the information. So that's overall everything that I wanted to mention for this episode. That's the thing that I just want to end off with. Again, do not ever think that if you have a best friend, or any best friends that are just not, if you miss them so much, always remember that you can text them. They will always be there eventually for you to answer. You always have Instagram, you always have Facebook, you always have Messenger, Snapchat. Where it's the future, thank God. Because if this was the 1980s, you would not have any good form of communication. You wouldn't have any of this. You know what you would have to do? You'd have to actually send a letter through the mail, and then wait several weeks for them to get it, and then they'd have to do the same. Whereas now, we can send and receive messages in a flash. I actually can't do a snap. So I try to do that. It's like lightning speed. That's what I'm talking about. But overall, I'm glad that you were all able to feel some form of positivity when it came to this video, because I never want anybody to think that they don't feel because every single person in the world has a different way of showing their worth to friends. You just have to make sure you see it. Once you do, you're golden. And you will always be golden. That's all you have to know. Remember that everyone will always be there for you, that you know. Friends, family, even pets, or anybody that just, has had a nice dedication to friendship with you. Just think of them, and you will do perfect in life. Not just with school and college and socially, right? You're going to do good in life when it comes to making the gold standard of life. You will be taking life to its full potential. And that's what it's all about. Life is not about just not dying, making sure you collect the most money. That's what people think life is. But no, it's a lot more when you discover it more in detail. Okay, I was trying to make these videos under 30 minutes, but this one is going to be a longer one. But I'm glad you all were able to stick around for this, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. And I hope You guys will, if you guys want me to talk about any other certain topics, let me know. Because I will more than happily do them if you guys request them for me. Or I will come up with more of my own that I've dealt with, such as this one. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'm glad I've been able to come back for more videos for you. Remember to come back soon. Goodbye, everyone.